You're listening to Brian Sussman on Hot Talk 560 KSFO.
So again, Limbaugh's show is going to be huge in terms of all the information and, of course, his analysis regarding Mubarak stepping down in Egypt. He has officially resigned. Power has been handed over to the military. This is not a time to party. This is a time to watch carefully. And we've had a lot of guests throughout the course of these last 4 hours, and I know we've informed you well on these particular issues. It's going to be an interesting weekend. Oh, yes, the idiot reel. I love it. The politicians, celebrities, elites, whack jobs who say things that would make a rational person bury themselves in a bottle of rum. Bill O'Reilly asking Obama if he wants redistribution. Howard Dean saying government is supposed to redistribute. At Asner, the actor, Obama's a corporatist. Barbara Boxer, Al Franken, Senator Frank Lautenberg all talking stoopy over abortion. And then Obama tells churchgoers, hey, the federal government, it's our only hope. Often imitated, never duplicated. Every Friday, it's the idiot reel.
Do you deny that you're a man who wants to redistribute wealth?
Absolutely.
You deny that?
Absolutely. Bill, I didn't raise taxes once. I lowered taxes over the last 2 years.
O'Reilly laid out a proposition, that is, we shouldn't have redistribution. That's what governments do, is redistribute. The argument is not whether they should redistribute or not, or the question is how much we should redistribute. If you had no redistribution, we'd be back before the Magna Carta with a king.
We got another corporatist as president, that's what I think, and I think he's behaving accordingly. It seems we can't get away from a president who represents corporations more than people.
If we're fighting to reform the tax code and increase exports to help you compete, the benefits can't just translate into greater profits and bonuses for those at the top. They have to be shared by American workers.
When people say, well, we just have to pay less in wages, whether it's private sector or public sector, I think they're mentally retarded to say something like that.
It's not federal funding. We're saying people have the right to get insurance, whatever insurance they want, and they get a tax credit for providing insurance. We're not spending federal funds on abortion.
When your company bought health insurance for you and it was not considered income and therefore you weren't taxed on it and it did cover all reproductive services, you could make the exact same argument.
We are deeply committed to guard the safety, the health, and the well-being of our sisters, our daughters, our women, and all of our friends.
They tried to redefine incest for purposes of reimbursing under Medicaid, and now they're redefining what federal funds are. There are no direct federal funds.
I won't attempt to voice my views on your family, and let my family alone. Don't go near my daughters.
We have effective control over the great majority of both borders. We recognize that when you are a country as large as ours with the kind of land borders we have, that you're never going to seal those borders. That's an unrealistic expectation.
It's important for us not to say that our only two options are either the Muslim Brotherhood or a suppressed
But you don't want the Muslim
Egyptian
Brotherhood.
people. What I want is a representative government in Egypt.
The term Muslim Brotherhood is an umbrella term for a variety of movements. In the case of Egypt, a very heterogeneous group, largely secular, which has eschewed violence and has decried al-Qaeda as a perversion of Islam.
We cannot settle. We're determined to lead again, and this is the beginning of our effort to once again seize the future.
And we had to take a bunch of extraordinary steps in order to make sure that the economy was growing again, which it is now growing, making sure that the private sector was creating jobs again. It's now doing that. And now our focus is not on refighting the battles of the last 2 years.
So you're not moving to the center?
I didn't move to where people thought I was.
You haven't moved anywhere. You're the same guy.
I'm the same guy.
He has kept every single promise that he's made. It doesn't always feel good when you're down and out, but I think we're on the right path.
The federal government is the only entity left with the resources to jolt our economy back into life.
The Friday Idiot
Yes.
Reel. Sherry Yee knocks it out of the park. Splash into McCovey Cove. Awesome.